Hello, everybody. Thank you for subscribing, uh, returning, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Jerry Mullen, and I've been on a spiritual adventure for nearly a year now. The first couple of videos that I put out were uh, kind of documenting that trail without me knowing. Nobody tells you what a spiritual awakening is going to feel like or what time you're going to go through it. Um, I felt lost the majority of my life, confused. Things didn't make sense. I felt like I was always going against the grain, the irrational thoughts, but they felt good. And so I got to that intersection in life when I said, do I want to feel good on the inside? Or do I want to continue being miserable and do what everybody else is doing? So, again, I went against the grain. A lot of things that I've learned since this spiritual awakening is some of the gifts that I've acquired. They're off putting to a lot of people because they don't understand. They need details. When in life, a lot of times you don't get details, you don't get explanations, you don't get closure, and you have to be okay with that. It's acceptance. You have to have tolerance for your mistakes, your faults. All too often, we hold ourselves way too tight, way too highly strung, and we're nicer to other people than what we are ourselves, or vice versa. You spoil yourself and you're rude to everybody else. There's balance. You have to have balance. Some of these capabilities are reading cards and reading energy. Over the last 4 months, almost everywhere I go, every day, I run into somebody that needs a message. And it just so happens every day within that 4 months, I've had a message. Um, a lot of times it has to deal with death, passing of a loved one, suicide, heart attack, car accident, natural causes. That's not finality. When you pass on, basically you go to a sideline and you can be called in for assistance at any point in time, and you can call in to assistance at any time. You have to do what we call opening your safe, the breathing in for 4 seconds, the holding it for 4 seconds, the releasing it for 4 seconds, all the while talking yourself down, relaxing your scalp, relaxing your ears, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck, and so forth and so on until you get all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Once you've told every body part in your body to relax, the first thing you do is you give thanks. You show gratitude for everything, lesson and blessing, that you've received up to this point. Second, you proclaim, I am ready to receive my gifts and my life's purpose for my benefit and the benefit of all of humanity. And if you do that for 2 weeks, promise you, you're going to notice a difference. You're calming your mind. You're slowing down. You're taking 15 dedicated minutes. And whenever you quiet your mind enough, you can hear the messages. Our loved ones are always trying to contact us. Grandmas, mothers, fathers, children, nieces, nephews, friends. It hurt for a long time to have this knowledge. When I first tried to put it out there, it was immediate backlash. You don't know what you're talking about. You're making it worse. And it's not. If you know that there's no final end, you're just going to keep repeating cycles until you overcome obstacles. And then you're going to go to the next level and the next level. But there's no finality. Everybody has free will, but nobody is free of consequences. It's not just here on earth, but it's in every dimension. You only have to endure karma if you intentionally go the wrong way and hurt people, hurt yourself. You have to avoid poison, and that's anything in excess. Anything in moderation is fine. Anything in excess, too much of any one thing is never a good thing. Whether it's crocheting, working, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, driving, anything in excess is no good. I also learned that when you take the first steps to exercising with the intent that you are absolutely going to change your body, you've had enough of looking in the mirror and not being satisfied. I'm here to tell you that a little ways down the road, about a year down the road, I feel amazing. I'm stronger than I've ever been, body, mind, and spirit. And I take those three things and I want to pass these messages continually. Now, in the last 4 months, all the messages that I've passed out, how many other people could be receiving messages from you right now by tapping into yourself? When you unlock your safe and you tap into your spirit and you receive your gifts, it'd be helpful to have a guide, somebody that's already been through it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of other people that have done what I've done or gone through what I've been through, and I'm anxious to meet them. Nobody knows everything, and I think we all have very unique and very special gifts. Mine is connecting, building, solutions. And so if the majority of my life I had to remain awkward and repressed as far as holding in feelings and emotions that most people don't want to hear or don't want to talk about because emotions are gushy and mushy, I figured out that they're not as bad as we think. When you unlock your safe, then you understand your life's purpose. Now you can feel good. At that point, you know what inner peace and fulfillment feel like. And that's what we're all chasing. You're not going to find it at church. You're not going to find it at work. You're not going to find it in a bar. You're not going to find it at a pond somewhere. It's inside of you. It's always been inside of you. It always will. Now, there's those that have no inclination of hearing or following anything that I'm saying. Fine. This is something you don't have to sell. People that watch this video are watching it because they need the message. And so if I'm going to be the first guinea pig, so be it. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it on my own terms. And I'm going to be positive and optimistic. And I'm going to build people up and deliver messages along the way. Just know, whenever you take those first steps to change your life, your biggest resistance is going to be your friends and family. It's going to feel like they're holding you back or talking down to you. But in actuality, they love you. They want to protect you. They're afraid if you go after something, you might get hurt. And as loving as that is, you have to disconnect from that. You have to maintain a certain amount of distance because it is so difficult to build up all of that energy to go after your dreams when everybody is going to say no. That's a bad idea. Come up with something different. Start smaller. Do something efficient. Do something affordable. Well, if your heart says no, you need to do bigger and more. You need to do bigger and more. When you disconnect from those friends and families, it's not forever. It's not that you don't love them. You have to crack the shell on your egg inside by opening your safe. Be your own person. Now, your parents raised you. They taught you things, their belief system and what have you, but we evolve. Everything changes all the time. Everything changes. And so if everything's going to change, maintain a positive direction. And it's not saying that everything is rainbow and sunshines. It's saying that no matter what comes down the road, positive or negative, good or bad, I'm going to deal with it head on. And when I do, I won't have to look over my shoulder to see if it's stuck. And so, I think this is one of the greatest things that ever happened in my life. I understand what love is, forgiveness, betrayal, from some of those closest to me. And I'm not forgiving them for them. I'm forgiving them for me, but if they don't understand, you can't fault somebody for not understanding. Whether they ever do understand or not, I still love them. They're my parents and they always will be. And you have to look at it like that. Too many times we cut off family members like it's okay. I'm going to kick you out of my life. You were meant to be here for a reason. We're all learning lessons. And just to give you a hint, it might have something to do with forgiveness. It might have something to do with fixing yourself. A lot of times that I've gone on dating sites, everybody is trying to pour from an empty cup. They haven't done the spiritual work on the inside to find out who they are and what they're about. They don't love themselves. And so what do they have to offer? A bunch of fear, insecurities, apprehension. It's not how we're supposed to live life. It's connections and experiences. Yeah, you can love baseball. Yeah, you can love traveling. But if ever you have an opportunity to help somebody or to be kind to somebody, do that. There's not enough of that in the world. Now, I've got a bunch of friends and family, just I'd say roughly 130 or 150 people that I know on Facebook, and I'm friends with 1,300. Out of those 150, this is a good thing. I've noticed a lot of the positive posts that they've been putting up. I challenged them here a little while back. We post all kinds of stuff, things for sale, funny things, silly things, creative things. What if we set out with the intention of doing something positive every day for somebody, and then not necessarily posting a picture of that person or that situation, post a picture of ourselves, but in a happy frame of mind, because it's not that we need the recognition for that, but it's holding ourselves accountable. Every day that I post that selfie, showing my solidarity to helping at least one person every day. It's not necessarily giving them money or a place to stay. Sometimes it's a positive word, sometimes it's a hug. Sometimes it's a meal, a drink of water. Just your time. Just somebody to stand there while they vent because they have nobody else. Be that person. I had an experience earlier this afternoon. I'm drawn to people and people are drawn to me. And I was at a gas station. I was throwing a bottle of sea foam away. And when I'm walking back to the truck, I noticed this man. He's in a lot of pain. He's pumping his fuel. And I said, "How are you feeling today, sir?" He said, "Oh, I'm okay, you know." And when he said it, I felt it. It looked like he had some kind of a rash on his skin, some open wounds, all the way up, swollen neck, swollen jaw. And I just felt it. You gotta help this man. I talked to him for a few, and I said, "Sir, if you come back to my hotel room with me, I can help you out." He's a grown man, probably early to middle 60s. He's with his wife. And he says, "Okay, I will." This man has faith. He doesn't know why he's okay with following me. So he tells his wife, of course, like any good man, not because he's whipped, but because he loves and respects her, wants to keep her abreast of everything that's going on. He says, "Honey, we're going to follow this man back to his hotel room." And she says, "Honey, you don't know that man." "No, we are not." He said, I really believe in him. I think we need to go back." And so they follow me 3 miles back to the room, pull up, they get out. I shake the man's hand, reintroduce myself, and I just explained to him, "Mister, there's people out there that see you in pain that can help you, and that will, for nothing, not a thank you, not a gift, not a payment of any sort, nothing other than to know that you're just not in pain anymore." Those were doctors until it became about money. And that's where we got off the beaten path. Our civil servants turned into multimillionaires. and they're not really serving anymore. Our president, you used to look up to him. He was a respectable man. It's somebody that you want to try to pattern yourself as. Ronald Reagan, Teddy Roosevelt. Anybody can say this president's good or this president's bad, but each one of these men stepped up to the plate and they swung away. The men with integrity, the men that tried to do the best by our country, were the profitable years. The years that we didn't have war, the years that we didn't have money problems or gas problems or family problems. If everything's centered around money, we're never going to win. What it takes is for each one of us to look inside ourselves to figure out exactly who we are and what we're about. There's no God in the sky or a devil on the ground. It's in here. It's in here. We're both. If you haven't heard the old grandson story about the wolf, the grandson says, "Grandfather, how will I know what decision is the right one when it's time to make decisions?" His grandfather says, "Son, you have two wolves in your heart, a good wolf and a bad wolf. Your decisions depend on which wolf you feed. If you do good things, have good thoughts, hang around good people, you'll make good decisions. If you hang out with bad people with bad thoughts and bad intentions, then you're feeding that bad wolf, and you will get bad." Too many times that people don't understand that your words, each syllable, each intention, each thought behind each word that you say carries so much gravity. You can turn thoughts into reality through your words. If people really understood that to the degree of witches putting spells, that's what your words are. Music, songs, preachers. We're creatures of vibration, and we love certain tones. When you feel sad, you got that perfect sad song. When you're happy, you have that happy song. When you got that feel good driving music going, window down, wind in your hair, not caring the world, starting life all over, got no rhyme or reason why you should feel good because everything's up in the air. It's because you're living at that point. Everything's not supposed to be structured. Everything's not supposed to be on time clock. A lot of times I hear, oh, they're running on Indian time. It's not Indian time. It's nature's time, the universe's time. That and your clock have nothing in common. And if you understand that, then you don't make people wait 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 years, 2 decades to make amends and resolve. I'm not saying that you have to love your enemy. I'm saying you have to forgive them and make sure that there's no bad there. You've done your part. If you attempt it and they don't want to hear it, that's on them. That's their choice. But what if they want to make peace and settle too, but you're at a stalemate? This guy thinks that the other one don't want to talk. This guy thinks the other one don't want to talk. Nobody's talking. Be that person. Extend your hand out. If it's slapped away, that's not your problem. It has nothing to do with you. You're going about your business, knowing that you made that attempt. Now, if you're the other guy and somebody reaches out and try to put the past in the past, receive that hand sincerely. There doesn't have to be any ill will. If we're all on this globe, all 9 billion of us, however many that is, survival is our key focus. And if we've done more than that in small groups around this globe, why can't we all come together with peace and love and spirituality based? Because it's not cool. It's not as cool as a new iPhone. It's not as cool as a new electric car. Balance in all things. It's okay to have modern technology, but you cannot forget about spirituality. Trees, plants, animals, and people. There's people walking around here with nobody. No mom, no dad, no brother, no sister, no son, no daughter, no aunts, uncles, nobody. And they just walk around in a sadness. And we pass them every day and don't even look at them. Don't even say hi. I think we could do some good work there if we turn that around, make that adjustment. Say hi to everybody. Check on everybody. They tell you it's none of your business, that's fine. But you'd be surprised. Power of suggestion. If they don't feel rushed, like you were sincerely giving your time, a lot of times people will open up. And that's why I decided to deliver these messages on top of everything else that I do. What a gift for somebody to come and answer questions that you really need the answer to, something that's really tying you up. I don't have all the answers, but I know where to find them. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll start shooting more videos. I'm going to try to go to a video a day. So, I love you. Thank you for stopping by again. Please hit the like, subscribe button, and I'll keep posting. Just know right now, I love you. No matter where you are, what you're doing. Whether you're hooked on heroin, methamphetamines, alcohol, just depression, just sadness from the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, the loss of a home, your life in question, difficulties with your children. Keep coming back here. I'll give you insight and perspective. I won't tell you what to do because that's up to you. But I can at least show you what your options are. Please feel free to ask questions. Thank you very much. Have an amazing day.